right, good morning. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Push, Pull, and Legs P.P.L, where every workout you do gives you one less reason to get a BBL. All right, so happy Tuesday to you all. Good morning, good morning. I hope you are not as stiff and a little tender as I am. However, the movement helps relieve all that tension, all that stiffness. So don't be like me, sit down all day. Get up, do some movement. That's what we're gonna get ready to do right now. All right, so you'll see the description. We have a full body workout with a lower body focus today. The weights you'll need are gonna be, I would say, moderate to heavy. You obviously can have any combination of light, moderate, and heavy you wish, but that's just my recommendation for today's class. So you also see the moves that we're gonna be doing today. They're all, the first two, the three are going to be compound movements, and then that last move you actually don't need any weight for, but you can use weight to make it a little bit harder. So keep your weights available. We will be using weights for the first two intervals at least. Sorry for that pause there. I activated my smart assistant. Don't know how or why, but we're gonna keep it moving. So we're gonna have 3 sequences today. We're gonna go through those 3 sequences for 6.5 minutes at a time. We're gonna focus on one move during each sequence, and we're gonna have options within each sequence to perform different variations of the same move to help fit your fitness levels. All right, so each sequence is gonna last about 6.5 minutes. We'll take a 30-second break to transition into the next sequence, and then that way you can get a short break, you can grab some water, and nonetheless the goal is to move as much as possible throughout the entirety of the class. All right, so I'm never trying to kill you guys. I want you to be able to move as much as possible with as few breaks as possible throughout the entire class. All right, so that's why you want to give yourself a few different weight options. So let's go ahead and get warmed up. All right, so we're gonna come right into a step back burpee. So you do not have to add the push up in, just come to a high plank, step back, stand up, and reach up, and repeat. So you're going at a pretty slow to moderate pace right here. We're gonna pick it up in a moment here. So make sure you're breathing. The getting up and down is intentional. It's to help get your heart rate adjusted and your blood pressure adjusted. So go ahead, double time it, pick up your pace, try to go faster. If you want to add in the push up and the jump, feel free. But if you're on the second floor like me, take it easy. All right, so from here, we're gonna go right into, you can do some step jacks, or you can do some jumping jacks. We're gonna do some regular jumping jacks. Just getting the heart rate up, getting the muscles warm. We're gonna take a few more moments here to use a few more moves to loosen up the joints. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Go ahead, come back down to the high plank. We're gonna do a hip sag right here, or some people call it a cobra, and flip back into a down dog. And just alternate between the two. So you can let your heels drop toward the floor. You're pushing your head back toward your feet, and you're pushing your hands away from your head. So you should feel this in your upper back and your lower back. Last one. And from here, we're returning right back to the high plank again. If you need to drop to your knees to catch a break, catch a breath, feel free to do that. But from here, you're gonna bring the butt to the heels and come back up. It's like you're doing a squat, you're just facing the ground. Try to keep your knees elevated as you go into this move. And if you can't go back very far, just go take it back as far as you can take it. No worries. You do not have to bring your butt to your heels. 2 more. Last one. All right, and from here, we're going to come down to the hands and knees. Right hand to your temple. Going to rotate up. And then bring your elbows together. Rotate up and bring your elbows together. 2 more. Last one. And switch sides. Two more. Last one. And from here, you're going to push your shoulder to your hip. Keep your hips still. You're not trying to push your hip to your shoulder. You're trying to push your shoulder to your hip. It's like you're folding or bending to the side like a spring or like an accordion. You should feel a stretch in your obliques here. One more each side. All right, from here, flip yourself over. You're gonna bring your butt to the floor. Bend your knees to about 90 degrees. You're gonna turn your fingertips out toward the sides. You're gonna roll your shoulders back and down. Elevate the hips and bring the hips back down. Keep your shoulders rolled back and down as you go throughout this move. You wanna avoid letting your shoulders shrug into your ears. So you're squeezing the glutes at the top here, trying to get the hamstrings and the glutes into it, and the low back as well, and the entire posterior. 2 more. All right, from here, you're just gonna come right into a rock out of the same position, bring your butt to your heels, and rock back and forth. Still keeping those shoulders back and down. Don't let the shoulders shrug into the ears. Pull the shoulders into the floor. Should be feeling this in your chest, your shoulders, and your biceps. All right, so go ahead, come up to your feet. You're gonna come to a straddle. We're gonna go right into a windmill. So you're gonna bring your hands up, parallel to the floor. Bring the right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Just alternate side to side. So hopefully this warm-up is a little bit of work for you. If not, no worries. We're gonna get into this workout in a few seconds here. Bend your knees if you need to. You do not need to keep them straight. One more each side. All right. Okay, so we're gonna get into this first sequence. Again, each sequence is gonna be 6.5 minutes. So we have 6.5 minutes where we focus on one move at a time. That's gonna give you an opportunity to get plenty of reps in, plenty of exercise for that specific move. We wanna use that 6 minutes to get proficient with the movement pattern, so take your time. We're not looking for quality, or we're not looking for quantity. We are looking for quality though. So 10 is our magic number here, meaning 10 reps, take a break. 10 reps, take a break. If you need to increase that because your weight's light, or you need to decrease it because your weight's heavy, do so. So number 1, we have a squat press with an RDL. So you're gonna grab your weight, don't drop your phone, but you're gonna grab your weight. So you have a squat press, you're gonna squat down, press up at the top, go right into an RDL. Now if you want, you can do a single leg RDL, or you can do a double leg RDL. Single leg RDL can either be staggered like this. I have my left foot behind me and my right foot in front of me. Staggered stance for a single leg, or you can elevate the back leg all together. Okay? So those are 3 different ways to do the same exact movement. If you want to do the squats before the presses, you can do that. If you want to do the presses before the squats, you can do that. If you want to combine them and do the squat press with the RDL, you can do that. And if you want to do single leg RDLs, you can do that too. All right. So plenty of different ways to do the exact same exercise. Just do whatever makes most sense to you. And we got 6 minutes on the clock. And we're going to be counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 6.5 minutes. So take your time. We got plenty of time. Again, looking for quality over quantity. So I always like to do the easier variation of a move first when I first get started out, just to keep the form high. You can kind of get the nervous system warmed up. And if you notice, I am adjusting the width of my feet when I go into the RDL because I want a more narrow stance with the RDL. So if you need to take those micro adjustments, take a few seconds to make those adjustments. So you're not going all the way down in your squat either. Just go to the depth just before you break parallel. We don't really need to go below parallel. It helps keep the muscles in control of the movement. Yes, you can go below parallel, but just for safekeeping, I recommend you don't. Okay. So again, you can do the squats, then the RDLs. You don't have to combine them. You can do the RDLs, then the squats, whatever you feel makes sense to you. Do those single-legged RDLs, and then keep going. All right, 10 reps, catch your breath. You can work your way up in weight. You can work your way up in reps. Does not matter. All right, so just start off at the floor and work your way up in difficulty and intensity. All right, relatively speaking, what's the floor for me might not be the floor for you. You may be above. No worries. Just wherever the floor is for you, start there. We are closing in on the 4-minute mark. So one more point of emphasis here. If you do have a hard time getting down low in the squat, try to come to the edge of your mat and have your heels elevated on your mat. That'll give you a little bit of elevation to have more room so that you can squat deeper. All right? You're helping your ankles out, which is usually the limiting factor in the depth of a squat. So having some elevation in your heels helps you get a little bit lower into your squat. Use that momentum from the squat to push the weight up. We're just under 3.5 minutes to go. Oh, nope. Rack it up, squat down, press. 3 minutes to go. So again, you can have some elevation in your heels. You can grab any sort of impromptu device or some sort of random item, whatever you can find to elevate the heels. That'll help you get down a little bit lower with a little bit more stability. It's not 2.5 minutes to go. That's 90 seconds twice. Actually, no, it ain't. 1.5 minutes times 2 is 3 minutes. It's less than that. But you get the picture. We are just about there. All right, so I'm gonna get some heavier weight here. So let's keep it going. Squat presses. I'm going to add in a single leg RDL here now. Remember, you can do a staggered RDL or you can do the elevated leg RDL. So just a form check. You're squatting down 2 parallel. Use that momentum, press up. Make sure you're standing as high as you can get. We want you to be as vertical as possible when you go into the press. And hopefully you can get, I would suggest getting on the hardwood floor or your carpet for those RDLs, just that way you can remove the instability from the cushioning in your mat. Unless you're trying to work on balance a little bit more, which I actually am, so I need to go back on the mat. But just want to get a few good reps in first. Actually, we have 40 seconds left. All right, let's get back on the mat. Listen out for the 3 buzzer blasts. That'll signify 3 seconds remaining. Okay. All right, so we're done with that first interval. Grab some water if you need it. But the second move, we're going to have a switch grip, row, and lunge. What that looks like, right here. So we're getting ready to start. So just start together. We'll start together. 3, 2, 1. So you're coming from a straddle position. You're dropping the weight towards your foot, and then you pull it back pretty much just to the center of your chest. So as you pull, you push off that leg. All right, so left hand is where the weight is. I'm coming to my right foot. So drop the weight to your right foot. You pull right to your belly button, and you just switch, and then you go to the opposite side. So it's a little bit of rhythm in this move. It's a rhythmic movement, but you can do it slowly, like so, where you switch. You're switching your hands, i.e. the switch grip. So you can go a little bit slower right here if you want. Drop your butt back and down. Don't just bend over and hinge at the waist. Drop your butt back and down. So you can go slower right here. Or if you feel a little more comfortable, you can go with a faster rhythm. So right here. All right. Just obviously make sure you have your grip together before you go. So I would suggest heavier weight for that move if you're going to be doing it. So you do it slower, you can do it a little bit faster. Just make sure you have your grip accounted for so you don't drop your weight. All right, so left and right is 1 rep. We want 10, and take a break, and then switch. All right. So again, I'd start off, or I would try to finish with a heavy weight here, or just start off with something heavier. So you're not just folding over at the waist, you're bringing your butt back and down as you bring your weight to your foot, inside foot, pull up, switch, come down to the other side. Butt back and down, good. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's get some heavier weight going here. the last move after this one is pretty low key. All right, so this is your last opportunity to get a lot of work in using the full body. So we're just under 4 minutes. We're at 3 and 45 seconds to go. 3 minutes, 45 to go. So this should get your heart rate up, elevated a little bit more than that last move, just because it's a faster move and you're moving that same weight or heavier weight at a faster pace. That's why this move is second, not first. We need to get those joints and muscles working and warmed up. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you have a kettlebell like me, you might not be able to get down as low as you want, but nonetheless, you should still be able to get yourself some good work in there. You should not be panting and dog tired at the end of each 10 reps. You should be able to go a little bit more, all right? But again, depending on your weight, depending on you could do more. I know I can do more, but this is y'all's workout, all right? So if you need to do more, make sure you do some more. Find that rhythm. We got less than 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. So if you need to start with a little bit of momentum and a slight little rock, you can do that. 2, butt back and down. 3, 4, 5. Use your legs. I'm gonna add in some more reps here. Whew. We got 90 seconds to go. Keep going. I know you guys can handle this move. Keep going. All right, so again, hope you guys have some heavier weight that you're able to handle right here. We got 1 minute to go. Make sure you have a wide enough stance in your straddle here to really help use the elasticity that's kind of built up in the muscles and the tendons. All right, so we got 45 seconds. I'm gonna go for the last 45. Drop that weight on the inside of the foot. If you need to turn your shoulders, you can do that. It's okay, like so. Turn your shoulders. It's okay if you can keep your shoulders square too. That's all right. But if you want to turn the shoulders a little bit more, you can. Just keep that core nice and tight. We got less than 20 seconds. Make sure you bring your shoulders up over your hips at the top of each rep. Ooh, boy. Woo. Done. Last move. Real easy. We will start together with calf raises. You can do this unweighted, you can do this weighted, but I suggest you start off unweighted first. 10 seconds. We're going for starting off 15 reps, then I'm going to elevate it to 20. So you can do this using the wall for support, or you can just stand in open space and perform your calf raises. So we're starting off at 15. There's 1, 2. You're letting yourself down very slowly and gently. All right, so your heels come down to the floor softly. You come up as high as you can, hold it for a split second, and come down softly. You can have a slight bend in your knees. We are going to employ a bent knee calf raise later on, but for right now, we're doing regular calf raises. Very, very slight bend in the knee. Last one. Okay, so for this next move, it's called an tibialis raise, which is just the exact opposite of a calf raise. We're going to work the opposite muscles that we work in a calf raise. So bring your butt to the wall. You're going to bring your feet away from the wall. So it's just your butt on the wall. Make sure you rotate your pelvis forward. If you're going to hinge at the waist, kind of push your chest down toward the floor. You're straightening your legs out completely. Lock your legs out. Squeeze your quads. From here, make sure your feet are a good distance away from the wall. You're going to lift your toes and drop them. Nice and easy. 15 reps here. 3. Again, keep the quads active. Keep the quads on. You should feel this in the front of your ankles, in the front of your shin. But keep your back straight from the shoulder to the hip. So we're going to go up to 20 reps next. 2 more. All right. Okay, same thing. You can bend your knees and do your calf raises. I mean, like down here, bend your knees, or if you want, you can just straighten the legs out so they're mostly straight. You still have a slight bend as you perform your calf raises, but if you want to get deeper into that knee bend, feel free. 20 reps, here we go. 1, 2, remember you're coming up as high as you can. That might throw your balance off. If it does, just use the wall to help yourself keep your balance. If you want to challenge your balance, opt for doing it without any assistance. You can stay close to the wall if you want, like I am, but I am purposely doing this without the wall because I'm trying to work on a little bit more balance. A little more. Oh, I'm sorry, I got about 5 more. Yeah. Remember, let the heels down nice and easy. We're not looking to go fast here. We are looking for quality here. All right, back to the wall. We've got the tibialis raises. So the further you bring your feet away from the wall, the harder this move becomes. So if you really want to get into it, you can bring your feet far away from the wall and perform your reps from here. So let's go. 20. 2. And you're letting your toes down nice and easy, just like you let the heels down. You hold it up at the top for a split second, just like we do with the calf raise, then let your feet down. Halfway there. Keep those quads tight. 14, 15. This should burn like crazy. 18, 19, and 20. Woo! So that should really burn in the front of your shin bone, opposite of your calf. Right back to the calf. We're going to try to go for 20 again, or go to 25. I'm going to 25. We have just under 2 minutes remaining. Here we go. So again, bend the knees. Use the wall for support if you need it. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. You kind of want to get your knees to be just over your toes if you are going to bend them. 8, 9. Let the heels down nice and easy. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, going to 25. You can stop at 20 if you need to. 22, 23. We got about 45 seconds to go. And 25. So hopefully you can kind of keep the forefoot on the floor when you have the knees bent as you go into that calf raise. If you're like purely on your toes, a little bit too high, we just want to get on the forefoot. So the base of the toes being like right at where the base of my hand is, that's kind of the base of your toe as well. And then your toes are up here, phalanges. So we want to just be on the forefoot, not the toes, but the forefoot. Let's get these last 25 knocked out. We got 15 seconds to go. Let's just rep it out for the last 15. Listen out for those 3-second remaining sounds. Okay. Whew. Okay, so we're all done. Purposely had that last combination of the calf raises and the tibialis raises at the end of the workout, just so that way you can kind of get your heart rate down. They're not as involved as the first two moves we did are. So nonetheless, you should be pretty much just about down, having your heart rate down to normal or close to it. All right, so we are going to go ahead and stretch. We're going to come right to child's pose, and then we're going to go into hero pose from there to stretch out the calves. So flatten the feet out. You're going to push your butt to your heels, reach up as high as you can get. Just breathe normally here. So you're going to come forward, spring yourself forward to a cobra or a hip sag, and we're going to push ourselves back into hero pose from here in a second. So here we go. Push your butt back to your heels. Use your arms for support here, and you just slowly bring your shoulders over top of your hips, but you can use your arms for support. You should feel the stretch in the front of your ankle or the front of your shin. Slowly kind of continue to put weight into your legs, but just not all at one time. And slowly release the weight from your hands, transfer it into your heels. And just breathe normally. We don't want to put all that weight into the ankles right away. You can always continue to just use your hands to support yourself if putting all of your weight into your heels is a little bit too much. All right, so slowly bring your hands down. We're going to come out of the stretch. We're going to come into a down dog to stretch out the calves. So we're in the high plank. From here, you're going to push back. Try to get your heels to drop on the floor. Take big breaths here, and if you want, you can even add in a march to help stretch it out. Keep breathing, keep moving. And bring it on down. Come to your butt. You're gonna straighten out the left leg. Get the right leg across, pull it into your body. And relax and switch. So hopefully you kind of feel this workout mostly in those last two moves. So your calves and your shins, that's where I kind of want you to be feeling the majority of the moves today. Or if anything is hurting, anything's tender, that's where I would think you would feel it the most. Relax. Grab the right ankle, pull it in to your glute. Not too often we get a chance to really work on the calves or the muscles that oppose the calves. They definitely get work every day, but not dedicated moves like today in your workout. So switch sides. So please do, as always, continue to stretch even after class is over if you need to. Try to get y'all in here for these 30 minutes and then get out. I know we always go over for the warm up and the cool down. So relax, go ahead, come to your feet. Well, nonetheless, appreciate y'all joining me today. I'll catch y'all on the next class. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Again, my name's Alex, and I'll see y'all next time. Mahalo.